How does someone break a sin stronghold in their life?
So if you look at the Bible, John 16, verse 9 tells us of sin because they believe not unto me. So a lot of people know about Jesus. The demons know about Jesus. But truly believing in someone is trusting what they say above what you think. Right. So let's say, for example, you go out and, I'll use you as an example.
Yeah.
You go out and you're at one of these Christian events, but then it shifts to you going to a club. And then
Yeah.
a lady hugs you and you got makeup on your shirt and you come home smelling like cigarettes and alcohol and you got, this makeup. If your girl loves you, she's obviously going to have her thoughts like, yo, why does Bryce have makeup on his shirt? Why does he smell like he's been to a club? If she trusts you, she would take what your word says above her thoughts. Do you understand? And above the situation.
Yeah.
Likewise, Jesus is telling us in 2 Corinthians 5:17 that we're new creatures. All the old ways have passed. The issue is we trust our thoughts above that word.
Yeah.
So the stronghold comes from not trusting the word of God above your thoughts. So the way that I explain it is your thoughts influence the way you feel, and the way you feel influences behavior. People don't just wake up and sin. So if I have a thought, like let's say a lustful thought, then it's going to bleed into me and give me lustful feelings. And then the action is just a byproduct of that thought. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
A lot of people think like, oh, I have to cut it at, bounce with the eyes at the action. They're not recognizing that not only is sin an identity, it's trusting your thoughts above the word of God. So if you want to break free from every stronghold, it's very simple, actually. You have to get in your word, because if you're not in your word, you're in your feelings. And the Bible tells us in Jeremiah 17, verse 9, all of our heart is deceitful above all things, desperately wicked. Who can know it? That means our hearts will deceive us. One day we'll be happy, next day we'll be sad, right? So if we trust that, that's how we're going to live. Happy, sad, all the way up and down.
Yeah.
And this world teaches you that.
Yeah.
Right? Trust your heart, follow your heart, trust, your thoughts, believe in yourself. That is literally demonic doctrine. It is the byproduct of being sad and empty, right? The byproduct of that is being sad and empty. So I don't tell people that, that to stop this or, cut all these things out. Of course you should be doing those things, but that's very surface level. We have to get to the root issue of I'm trusting myself, even as a Christian, as a Catholic, as a Jew, whatever. If I trust my thoughts that are different from God, Isaiah 55, 7 and 8 tells us my thoughts are not your thoughts, right? Then I'm going to live different from God, and I'm not going to live a godly lifestyle. It's proof. So
Yeah.